St. Louis was once the fourth largest city in America, a booming gateway to the West. But today it's a case study in urban decay. Sky-high crime, a shrinking population, and economic collapse have left it fighting for survival. So what went wrong? And is there any hope left? Let's break down how St. Louis became one of America's most troubled cities. Over 60% of its people gone, the biggest decline of any major U.S. city. St. Louis has the highest murder rate in the U.S., worse than Chicago or Detroit. Even iconic chains like Famous Bar are gone. Downtown is, well, a ghost town. Families flee to the county, leaving the city's schools in crisis. The infamous Del Mar Divide split St. Louis into two worlds. So, how did it get this bad? The collapse wasn't an accident. It was decades of bad policies, racial division, and economic neglect. But St. Louis isn't giving up. Here's the comeback plan. Will it work? St. Louis is betting big on tech to replace lost manufacturing jobs. Sports and tourism are bringing life back to the urban core. Investors and artists are moving in, but is it gentrification or real growth? Community groups are trying radical solutions to stop the bloodshed. Can St. Louis become the next Midwest tech hub? But here's the brutal truth. St. Louis is still two cities. While downtown gets shiny new stadiums, North St. Louis remains one of the most dangerous places in America. Can this divide ever be fixed? The challenges left in St. Louis are, honestly, still pretty daunting. The city's murder rate remains about 11 times the national average. Every year, more than 1,000 people continue to leave. And, the shadow of Ferguson and the underlying racial tension still hangs over the community. St. Louis stands at a crossroads. It has the bones of a great city, world-class universities, Fortune 500 companies, and historic neighborhoods. But unless it tackles crime, segregation, and decline head-on, it risks becoming America's next permanent failed city. So what do you think? Can St. Louis turn it around? Or is it just too late? Drop your take in the comments, and hey, don't forget to hit subscribe for more hard-hitting urban analysis.